absolutely love the week between Christmas and New Year. For years now, I've taken that week to veg out in my pajamas with my new calendar and a good book about productivity or some other book like that to educate and encourage me on one of my goals. I don't typically ever focus on my shortcomings from the previous year because I don't ever want to feel like a failure if one or some of those goals weren't met how I had planned. Instead, I evaluate and I pray over where I want improvement and set goals to always do better in those areas. Because my life is always throwing me curveballs, I always want to give myself grace to adjust those goals I set to serve me as I see fit. Like 2024, for example, when I set New Year resolutions, aka goals for myself, I had absolutely no clue that in less than a month I'd be looking at a positive pregnancy test. So clearly priorities shifted significantly, and there was not a single reason I should feel a sense of failure for not meeting those goals. It's difficult to do anything shy of just surviving when it's a challenge to even stomach the smell of my own home, let alone try to have healthy, balanced meals on the table 3 times a day, which was one of my goals, to have better thought out meals. Or hosting farm-to-table events on the farm when I could barely muster up the energy to get clothes on every single day. So here I am exactly a year later, writing down much of the same goals from 2024, but now in 2025. I will say, I may not have kept the house as orderly as I wanted or made huge strides with my farm store, but I am currently sitting here holding and nursing my beautiful sweet baby Theodore, so I can't say that I didn't do anything. So what are some goals I have set for myself this year? Maybe it's because I turned 40. I don't know. I really am focused on who I want to be known for. I want my children to remember a woman known to be slow to anger, to have calm countenance, one who prays and has strong faith, one who loves the Lord and trusts him wholeheartedly, someone who can be counted on to intercede for others through prayer. I want to continue to be someone who thinks the best of others and someone who shows grace and easily forgives others. I want to pour into my home more because it's becoming a priority to make these last few years of my older daughters living with us to be positive and peaceful and homey, so I can leave them with wonderful memories. I want them to forever remember their child home to be a place of refreshment and love and a safe haven from the chaos of the world around them. I want the Lord's presence to be fully felt by anybody who comes by. Another huge goal for myself is to become more minimal in the items I have in my home. I have goals to keep a more detailed prayer journal, to continue to take care of myself, because it's so easy for me to let myself go and wear clothes that should really be cut up in rags. Hello t-shirt, that's literally 16 years old that I'm wearing. But I justify it because I'm working on the farm all day and nobody can see me, except, of course, my husband and children, which circles around to my precious goal of wanting my family to have good memories of being home. They don't need to remember a disheveled mother. I blame this whole situation on being a homeschooled child myself, by the way. I grew up in sweatpants and never having to leave the house, so I'm just kind of continuing that. Another huge goal for myself is to become more minimal in the items that I have in my home. I am a collector. I am a saver. I love filling my home with antiques, and that can quickly become out of control. I love antique clutter. There, I said it. I love a home cluttered with antiques. Just turn my home into an antique store and I'd be happy as a clam. However, with raising a lot of children, that can and does quickly turn into a stressful situation, and it becomes badly overcluttered. In this season in my life, I need to embrace a more simple, streamlined, non-cluttered home. I also love storing things. Children's clothing, for example. Don't you worry, I've got a double of everything. Maybe blame it on years of being a foster mother and not knowing what age and size children would be living with us without so much as a 10-minute notice. But since our home is now closed, I need to purge some of those items. We honestly don't need 2 or 3 of every size of snow pants and winter coat anymore, though it was a great feeling not ever scrambling to buy clothes. I also have an insane pantry in the basement. I have so much food stored up that we could eat on it and have for years. I mean, let's be honest, I don't need all this stuff. Fortunately and unfortunately, I live close to BB's, which those of you who don't know what the Great BB's is, it's a discount store where they carry foods that are either close to expiration, have damaged packaging, or were overstocked at their previous location. So now they are being sold to the public at insanely low prices. But seriously, Lee, you don't need an entire case of Grey Poupon mustard. Holy moly. I don't know what I was thinking. I got a little excited. I also have a crap ton of freeze-dried foods that I need to inventory. Since freeze-dried items, if stored properly with oxygen absorbers, last something like 20 years. But like zucchini, I mean, who needs so many jars of grated zucchini, for crying out loud? I don't think anyone in my family actually likes zucchini. I just make it because it grows like weeds in the garden. If the poop ever hits the fan, I promise you, even then, people will be struggling to get rid of their zucchini. But freeze-dried milk and eggs, for example, that I wouldn't mind having more of. Since those are two staple items in our home, I'd hate to go for any length of time without those items. And I still have a goal of not shopping at the grocery store for an entire year. So, maybe that's my 2026 goal. I don't know. Well, we're getting ready for anywhere from 3 to 15 inches of snow. Hello, Maryland. So I am out here just trying to top everybody off with food and with water. The next week, it looks like temperatures are not going to get above freezing, which for some of you, you're laughing because you're like, oh my gosh. But for us, it not being above freezing for that long is not all the time. Okay, so right there, I have a hose that I'm thawing, and all right, there we go. We've got action. So what's happening, you can kind of see, where are we? There. I have the ice. I have this hose that is filled with ice, and I'm getting a little bit of water through. So what I'm doing is just leaving the water running. The sun is out, so it is thawing the hoses enough just to get a little bit of melting going on in the hose. These hoses that I'm thawing right now, I didn't do them ahead of time because I wasn't going to thaw them. And then I was like, you know what the heck? Since I'm going to have such a long period of time below freezing, I might as well. All right. So that's what I was looking for. So now this hose is flushed through, and I'm going to do the same thing to the other hose. As I was saying, I didn't worry about thawing these hoses out because these are not really necessary. But now that I'm doing it, since we're getting this cold weather, I thought, I might as well just have hoses just thawed out just in case, just God forbid, we have an issue with a hose during this cold weather, and this will give me extra hoses. So I'm just doing this as a precaution. So I have this other hose that has not been out in the sun as much. So I'm kind of curious to see if I can get anywhere with this one. I've been leaving it in the sun for the past hour, but we're gonna see. Last time I turned this on, it was not thawed, and I wasn't getting anything through. If you can get just a tiny, tiny little bit of like spitting water through, then there is pressure enough to, it'll start to erode the ice away a little bit. So that's what I'm working on right now, is the second hose, hoping to try and get a little bit through. But from the lack of any ice or water coming through, it makes me suspicious that there's a full-blown blockage. So anyway, I'm just gonna mess with this and see if I can get anywhere. Since I am breastfeeding and am trying to prioritize protein, tonight we are making pork chops for dinner. And then I am just garnishing them with a cream cheese, sauteed pepper, and onion mixture. Come on, Daisy. Oh, you're so bad. You pooped in front of the shed last time, and I got in big trouble. Come on, crazy cow. Come on. Come on, Moo. Let's go. Woo!
What?
Just slipping and sliding. Come on, Daisy. Come on, Daisy. Yeah. Come on, Moo. Yeah.
Did you see what the chickens did?
No.
They messed up all the snow.
The chickens made a little... The chickens were playing today, huh?
Yeah.
Come on, Daisy. Come on, Moo. Marge. Marge. Oh, little puppy. The one really beautiful thing about working in the snow, which you can't see me at all, is that everything around is bright. I think it's so cool. Just everything is lit up and, well, I mean, you can't see me at all. Everything's lit up and beautiful, and you can see so much more. So, let me see if little Petunia needs water. Yeah, I'll just top everybody off. Ooh, I hear the pigs slurping. I don't have gloves though, so this is gonna be a little bit of a nightmare. Trying to drain this hose. I might cry. Marge. Okay. She sees all the sheep. Whew. Last night was a rough night. At about 4:15 in the morning, I hear a mad barking and geese honking, and it was enough to wake me up in the middle of the midnight morning hours. And I jumped up out of bed in a rage, which I normally do when I get woken up like that. And if you don't know this about me, now you do. I have a big spotlight that I keep next to my bed so that when I hear what sounds like a fox attack, I can see what's going on. Well, more than just a fox attack. When I hear there's something peculiar going on, I can run over to my window, open it up, and see what's going on. So last night in a frenzy, I ran to the window. Of course, the baby was nursing, so I jump up. He's probably like, what the heck's going on? Anyway, he jumps up, I jump up, run to the window, and these geese are going bonkers. And the dogs are going nuts. I mean, for me to wake up, it's not that difficult to wake me up. I have this innate sense when I can hear animals going crazy outside. It's like my body knows, I gotta intervene. The dogs were going nuts, the geese were going nuts. That's not common. So I assumed it was a fox attack, but I'm seeing this morning that there are 6 geese, because last night I only counted 4. So I'm not exactly sure what happened now. I did run to the other window by the pond and I saw the fox. So maybe it just startled it, I don't know. But much to my husband's dismay, Ew. All 6 geese are still alive. So now I get to go let him know. And it is cold. My walk-in refrigerator said it's 29 degrees in there, which means everything in my walk-in is now frozen. So I'm hoping glass didn't break. That'll be a fun clean out. And I'm curious where my livestock guardian dogs are. I bet you they are sound asleep in that room, in that stall, not paying attention to anything that's going on out here. My chickens, I still have not woken up this morning, or they're hiding. I don't blame them. And Chris put hay out on the other side of the garden last night. So the cows and sheep are way out there. We're on lamb duty right now because I don't exactly know what time the ram might have hit sexual maturity and started breeding my sheep while I was holed up in my bedroom recovering from giving birth. So, you know, a lot of craziness has gone on in the couple months that I was not my tip-top shape. All right, I'm getting in the house because I'm freezing my butt off, absolutely freezing. So what I haven't seen are the ducks. I hope they didn't get eaten. The geese, like, I can, you know, take them or leave them because Chris doesn't love the geese. But the ducks, they're so sweet. So I am going to warm up real quick because it is so cold outside. I'm freezing just from being out there a few minutes. And then I'm gonna go see if I can try and find them. I don't hear them. I bet that's exactly what happened. I bet the ducks got eaten, or at least 1 or 2 of them. And the geese were going nuts because the ducks and the geese were hanging out together. Doggone it. I'll go see if I can go find them. It has been a whole year, actually almost 2 years, because I only wore these coveralls a little bit last year when I was first pregnant. So it's been quite a while since I put these coveralls on, and wow, I did not realize how much my body has changed since the last time I put these on. I guess here's my sign that I may have gained a little bit of weight this pregnancy. Actually, I gained most of my weight right after I have the baby and when I first start nursing. So maybe once I get past these first initial months, I will start to focus on losing weight.
That's all, probably.
Okay, this is bad.
How do you normally go outside?
Normally everything fits me, like, really fine. In fact, these are Dad's old pants and they fit me perfectly fine, like they were kind of big. All right, I'm ready to find gloves. Look at this beautiful winter sunrise. Hey, Bonnie. Kiki. Man. Just gorgeous. I hope the sun will be out today because even though it might be, you know, 20 degrees, which to me is very cold, too cold. Some of you might think that I am being overly dramatic, but at least the sun being out helps it to feel warmer. Well, we have a bit of an issue. Somehow, the hose that I drained the other night didn't drain all the way. So now I have a hose with a tiny bit of ice. Like, it looks like it's only about 10 inches of ice build up. And I have water coming all the way down to a certain point. So now I've got to unhook the 2 hoses where there is no water getting to and bring them in the house and thaw it. But I mean, it's just like, gosh, what a pain in the butt. We have 2 ducks. Let's see, Gemma, you go tell me, how many ducks did we have total? Are they in there? How many are in there? No more, just these two?
I can separate, just so you know.
Where are they? Marge! Ah! Oh no, just stay there. Don't come out for me. Stay warm. All right. Hello, Chip.
Oh, she likes that.
All the crazy cats. All right, so I'm getting water to this point, so I know I have water coming down. Now I just need to unhook this here and try and get water to the bucket. So since I realized that the ice was close to the end of the hose, instead of unhooking it and bringing it all into the house, I am just bringing a muck bucket of water over, I'm bringing a muck bucket over and filling it with hot water from the basement. So I'm trying to see if I can work it out between the pressure of the spigot pushing the water through and between warming it up with hot water. I'm hoping that I can get this frozen spot dislodged, and I'm starting to hear movement in the hose, so I know that something is working, but I think this is going to be my easiest solution, is just to get the hot water and to soften the hose up. Now, because the cows haven't had water in a few hours, Daisy is thirsty and she's drinking all of my hot water. So there you can see that there's getting water movement. So that means that that water flow will start to erode the ice away, and eventually the ice will come on out. Adding in some more hot water, and I'm just going to keep working away at the ice. All right, and now it is starting to come through. There it is, spitting, and then the ice pops right on out. Woohoo! So now I just need to focus on draining these hoses a little bit better than what I did last time. So now that I have the sheep up close, that one right there, she is most definitely going to have a lamb soon. That one right there, can you see how bagged up she's getting? She is gonna lamb soon. So we've got a handful of lambs. You looking little skinny little one. So I'm gonna be keeping an eye on that one, that sheep right there. That one's a newbie, but I don't see an udder on her yet, so I'll have to, so she doesn't look like she's due anytime soon. But that one right there sure does. So this is where you got to be kind of careful, because I'll probably end up bringing her in today, honestly, because she might not lamb for a few days, maybe a week or two, but she's already bagged up, and I have lost lambs before from mamas giving birth in the snow like this, and the lambs just couldn't get out of the snow. She's bagged up because she is nursing still. She also is due. She was exposed to the ram, so she could be due, but that's the one that I know for sure. And then that one right there, she is looking slightly bagged up. So yeah, but this one is absolutely going to go soon. Well, I reached the point this evening while getting the waters filled up and draining hoses again today, where I am so cold that I'm numb, and so I'm not even cold anymore. And tonight I am just wearing jeans and a sweater, and my legs are numb, but it's actually quite delightful. Like I kind of am enjoying being out here. And as much as I hate to say it, sometimes my best thinking takes place when I'm out here by myself without any noise other than just the animals and me in quiet, the moon, is peeking out of the clouds periodically. It's reflecting off of the snow, and it's just a beautiful winter evening, which you can't see any of it except for the moon. But I promise you, it is a beautiful winter evening. He loves you.
Hello, little baby.
It is like my sweet little baby went from infant to little child in just a matter of a couple days. He is just so engaging with us now. Well, I'm starting to get the signs that lambs are coming quick, so I'm gonna run out and check on them. And I hope you all have a wonderful week, and hopefully next video I'll have some lambs to show you.